Okay, today I'm gonna talk about basic shapes in drawing. So let's start off with one of the most basic ones. And when I draw, I kind of like mark them from where to where my line is gonna be. In this case, I'm gonna do a square. I'm not gonna drag all the way. It's sometimes I can't really do that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a break when I do that, and what it means is I'm gonna do it like this when I take a break, right? And then I just, whenever I move my hand, I can just connect them more straight rather than just trying to do everything which is not that straight in one go. Okay, so I take a break. Okay, and with a pencil, it's really if you practice doing this, it will be your habit, and you don't really need a ruler after that. So this square, it's a little bit not equilateral, but it's pretty close. I like to use drawing guides, okay, kind of like just to separate the shape into equal parts. It will help me a lot in kind of like visualizing whether it's really all the sides are equal or not. In this case, I didn't do a really good job. Okay, let's go again. Let's draw a square and something like this. Okay, I'm holding my phone in one hand, so I'm pretty limited with the control of my hand, so please bear with me. Okay, separating this looks a little bit better, but still not too perfect. Okay, anyways, let's move on and not be stressful about that. Next, this is 2D, right? A 2D, a square. Okay, all right. Now if I do the same thing in 3D, probably you guess that it will be a cube, right? Meaning that it goes dimensionally. I mean, 2D, you have like x-axis, y-axis. 3D, you had the z, right? The z that goes towards the back. Okay, so there we go, a square. Okay, a cube, right? All right, if you want to shade, let's say the light is coming maybe from here, the light source is coming from there, then this would be light and this part would be not having any light. When you shade, you want to go according to the direction of the line. Okay, in this case it's kind of like this diagonal thing, right? And there you go. All right, okay, making it even more three-dimensional. Okay, all right, moving on to the next shape. Let's start with the little square again. Okay, and getting the guidelines there, very useful. When you draw, you can use guidelines with really light lines. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna do a circle, and as you know, the radius, right? Radius times 2 is the diameter, right? Okay, all right, meaning that it makes sense that a circle can be drawn of an equilateral square, right? Okay, there you go. It looks pretty round. Okay, so when you draw a circle, you can do two ways. If you can control your hand with one goal, okay, that's fine, like this. Okay, let me try again. It's pretty hard, but you get it done. And if this were a pencil, you can still shape it up and stuff. Now the other type is to take breaks, okay, which is you twist your hand, you have more adjustments with your hand, okay. And I would suggest when you start practicing, you do these two different ways so that it's better to know both ways than just stick with only one way. All right, the circle in 2D, right? Circle. If it were in 3D, we would shade it, right? And we are gonna curve the lines that make up, that kind of like tell us that it is round. Okay, sorry, my marker here. And you can even go kind of like have it, the lines kind of like further away from one another, more like that. Okay, this is when the light source is coming from there, right? So that's a sphere, 3D, right? 3D sphere. And that one is a 3D of a cube. All right, so we have first one, cube, square, right? Circle, sphere, okay? Excuse me. Moving on to the other one, let's do some guidelines before. Okay, getting a little bit complicated, but still not too complicated. These are just the basic shapes that you find that you need to familiarize yourself when you want to be a good artist. You need to recognize these shapes, okay? It's a triangle, okay? And I use a guideline to help me draw, although it didn't look too good. The triangle, right? 2D triangle. And in 3D, it would be a pyramid. Okay, real simple. I'm sure most of you know these, but let's kind of like put them all together, see them, that realize them, okay, that they make up the basic shapes in drawing. If the light again is coming from this side, kind of, it won't get to this side, so you have that, okay? Pyramid, 3D pyramid. All right, I think that's two more, and this one, it's getting a little bit complex now. We are going to do an oval. An oval is kind of like a circle that is squeezed, okay? And I can even do like a guideline in the middle to help me, okay? 2D oval, and in 3D the oval would be like this, right? When you draw, try not to do like that. It's like you're not confident. I know I kind of like did that, but I mean, you can, but not too much like that. Okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can connect. It's more confident with straight lines. Anyways, I'm gonna get some guidelines through the middle here, okay? And it's a cylinder in 3D, the oval, okay? So I'm gonna kind of like do the 3D shape. Sorry about that. And the line here is parallel to this line, the vertical line, right? As well as these curved lines, they can also be called parallel lines as well. Okay, so 3D is a cylinder, right? Okay. If you cut them, I mean, okay, let's do some shading, maybe on a smaller one there. It's pretty much like the idea of shading a round shaped sphere. You would just go around, okay, the shape roundly. Apologies for the whiteboard, but I hope you get the main idea. Anyways, if you splice, what's so interesting about this is that if you splice this cylinder in, you know, like Pringles, they are stacked together. If you slice them up, and architecture, you need, as an architect, you really need to recognize splicing structures. Okay, so if you imagine that you splice them up into flat disc, right? Okay, maybe something like this. They eventually, if stacked together, they will make up this full cylinder, right? Okay. All right. So it's really important in architecture that you do realize how shapes are made up, their symmetry meaning both sides kind of like being equal, and how to get a slice view. Okay, all right, so one more. Okay, one more shape. It's kind of like a mix between the pyramid and the pyramid and what? An oval, right? Okay. Can use some guidelines. And it's a cone, okay? It's a cone. And again, cone, it's already in 3D. Excuse me, cone. If you splice them up, right? You do that the same way as the oval. Okay, like that. They would eventually stack up to become this cone, right? Okay. Shading, as you guessed, would be really similar to the cylinder, right? Light source coming from there, just going around the shape like that. Okay, all right. So we have, starting off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the basic shapes that you will be finding in many drawings. Okay, thanks for watching.